Good evening from the YOG Sports Park here in Nanjing, China for exciting second-round coverage of the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, and I'm joined by the master of the mid-range, Mark Mills, on your color. And Mark, we're lucky enough to finish our time in Nanjing with a clash of world heavyweights here tonight.
Yeah, it really is a top of the tree right now as we wait for France and Australia to get things going. But it's a great way to sign off here in Nanjing. Two teams, you know, on their way to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw both of them on the podium.
No, absolutely not. Both of these teams undefeated at this point in the World Cup. France, they are aiming to win 6 games in a row, whereas Australia are looking to win 5 in a row, which would be a record for them.
Yeah, it certainly would. And for both teams, it's, you know, uncharted territory, and they've got to both be really excited with how they played. For Australia, the thing that excites me and excited Coach Lemanis in the press conference after the last game was 30 assists. The level of team basketball that this team are playing is off the chart, and that's exciting.
Not only that, are they looking to make their own personal history as a program, they're also actually trying to make history for their zone. Should they win tonight, they've recorded more consecutive wins than any other team from the Asia zone in a World Cup, and that alone has just got to be incredible for an organization like this.
Yeah, it really is. It says an awful lot about Australian basketball and how it's grown over the last 10 or so years. It really now is, you know, on the international scene as well as the domestic league, knocking on the door of some of the biggest and best in the world.
And we're talking about a generational talent as far as this French team, as they're getting announced their starting lineups over the PA. Now, check this stat out for you, Mark. They are averaging 87.3 points per game. This is the best average they've had since 1986 at a World Cup.
And this is what has played so well for them. They got in a little bit of trouble in their Lithuania game. They took a big lead and they squandered that lead. And it wasn't locking down on the defensive end that won them the game. It was just pure firepower. And the fact that Lithuania had no idea where the points were going to come from for France. You look down their roster and pretty much 1 through 12 can score the ball.
If you want to talk about depth, let's talk about Nando De Colo for a moment here. 58 points. He is the best and most highest scorer of any player coming off the bench for any team in this World Cup.
Crazy, coming off the bench. Nando De Colo, what's he doing coming off the bench in any team? It's almost obscene to say something like that. The power that they have, and this is the thing, if you're the team against them, you look at it and you think, yeah, we're doing well, and then you see something like that happen and it just breaks you.
Just incredible, as we saw earlier today, Lithuania defeating the Dominican Republic 74-55, finishing their tournament on a good note. But give us a second for a pause as we also take a look at the second round standings so far. Winner for this is going to have a bit of an easier road, but we're going to pause for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Australia. 请全体起立，升澳大利亚国旗，奏唱澳大利亚国歌。Please remain standing for the national anthem of France. 请保持肃立，升法国国旗，奏唱法国国歌。 谢谢，请坐。Thank you and please be seated.
Absolutely electric atmosphere here in Nanjing for the final matchup here in this beautiful city on the Yangtze River. And as both teams are exchanging pleasantries at the center court, I mean, Mark, what a better way to end off our time spent here as we take a look at the referees for this game. We have Tolga Sahin of Italy, we have Juan Jose Fernandez of Argentina, and Luis Castillo representing Spain. And yeah, just what else can we say?
Yeah, absolutely wonderful way to send off Nanjing in this World Cup. It's been an amazing city, it's an amazing arena, and the wonderful thing that we've had as well is that the local people have so embraced this tournament.
Absolutely. As we take a look at the starting lineup, Patty Mills, Matthew Dellavedova, Joe Ingles, Aaron Daines, and Jacques Landale. As we said in our last game, I mean, I think any team would love to have that kind of experience on their starting five.
Yeah, an unbelievably talented and experienced starting five, and you know, both of these rosters on both ends of the floor have so much talent to go at, but obviously one of the highlight players and the big players for Australia is Paddy Mills. You know, he's had a phenomenal tournament so far. He's 4th overall in the entire tournament for points. He's 19.8 points per game, 4.5 assists. And his last game against Dominican Republic was certainly one to remember. 19 points, 9 assists in that one, in what turned out to be probably a tougher game than most people predicted.
Absolutely, but of course the Australians, they were up for the challenge. As we take a look at France getting their warm-ups in and look at their starting lineup. We got Nicolina, Fournier, Batum, Mbaye, and of course Gobert. Another very, very impressive starting five for any country in this World Cup.
Yeah, there's plenty of talent, plenty of experience. You've got youth, you've got the likes of Batum with just so many international tournaments under his belt, and obviously you've got the stifle tower and Rudy Gobert. It's not bad way to have your front court bolstered. But this man here has absolutely shone as bright as any other star in this tournament. Evan Fournier, 18.3 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists a game. He is filling up the box score. And in that last game against Lithuania, he took over 24 points, shooting 46% as we see him enjoying a little bit of air guitar.
He was, in fact, the Baltic Giant Slayer for sure in that game. So impressive from everywhere on the floor, getting shots off almost at will, controlled the pace. So, you know, I'm sure that Australia is watching that, keeping that in mind, and have done their homework on the tape as we get a look at some of these amazing Australia fans that we've had today.
Yeah, both sets of fans. Australians have managed to get all their six together. They've done well. We've got a nice big bank of yellow, but then you've got pockets of French fans all around the arena. So you'll know who's doing well in the game because you'll hear different sections of the arena starting to raise the volume.
That's just one thing we've loved to see so far as we get a chance to look at both these teams and their starting
see if we can get a cheap one over the top on Doc. Then, Paddy, you come off Bainesy. All right, then we're trying to go to you, Paddy. Your heart's for the face.
Et lui, tu fais cet écran et tu le flashes là. Pas trop vers le cercle. T'as le temps d'avancer dans la passe. Nico va plonger. Toi, Matt, t'es derrière. Et Franck, tu remplaces à 3 points. Et la solution à 3. D'accord?
Allez. Le rouge. C'est notre but en match. Let's go. Get in the wall defensively, all right? Let's get into them, let's be physical, let's not get screened, let's be smart with not getting dragged in and in rotations and giving up threes. Box out and swoop. Set screen. Let's go.
Coach Lamanis there setting the stall out early. Let's be physical, let's not get dragged into it and chase out the threes, and they're going to have to chase out the threes. This French team have been unbelievable from outside this tournament. You know, they'll be disappointed, but they've just dropped below the 50% shooting from perimeter, 48.8% in their first 4 games, and they can score on you in a hurry, and before you know it, you know, you've lost a lead and you're down by double digits.
Just so impressive, both of these teams from just about everywhere on the floor. There's a reason why they've made it so deep into this tournament, and incredibly enough as well, you know, this is a game somebody's got to lose.
Yeah, someone's losing that unbeaten run, and you don't feel that either of these teams are ready to give it up yet.
See Matthew Dellavedova checking the ball, making sure it was of game quality. And we're off. The final game of Group L here in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 here in Nanjing, China. It's France taking on Australia, and two NBA caliber guards going right at it at the very beginning. Here's Fournier, guarded by Dellavedova. Fadeaway jumper, and he picks up right where he left off in that game against Lithuania.
And that could be a slight issue for Dellavedova early on. He is giving away a fair few centimetres against Fournier, and Fournier will be able to get a shot away like that. Only a slight fadeaway, but enough to get the arch over the outstretched hand of Dellavedova.
Mills, guarded by Fournier. He's going to drive right past him. Tries to go up and in, gets the kind rolling. What a heads-up play that was by Patty Mills.
Yeah, wonderful change of direction, change of speed, and the baseline to open up for him. He'll be happy to get that away, and Australia will be leaning heavily on Patty Mills in this game.
Well, not just that, though. He gets the foul against arguably the most defensive important player for France, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, and they had foul issues in the game against Lithuania, the French, so they'll be aware of that situation.
Baines fighting for it, gets it, and Mills is going to get a chance to reset here. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Joe Ingles now with Gobert on him. He's going to take on the big man. Tries to get the up fake, good idea, but Nicolina right there with that long length of his, up and in, Euro step in, count the basket, and the foul. Frank Nicolina using all 6'6" of his frame to finish over the smaller Aussie guards.
Wow, 51 seconds in and we've already got two highlight plays. You have a feeling this game is going to deliver in every single dimension. Obviously, Ingles giving away the pass, but Nicolina going straight to the basket strong, and you have to make him favourite in that kind of battle.
That's why he was such a highly touted prospect when drafted by the New York Knicks. They're expecting big things from him going into this year. Makes good on the free throw. Just shows you how far along this international game has came, Mark. Just a ton of NBA talent on the floor as Patty Mills once again knocks it down there.
And there's Gobert concerned about that one foul. Exactly what you were talking about. He wasn't going to pick up a second foul early, so he backed away from Patty Mills, and Patty Mills will make you pay.
Batum. Ingles gets caught. You could hear the slap on the hand. Even with our headsets on, we could hear that one.
And this might be a big part of the game. How do these players manage the foul situation? Because they both want to play reasonably tough defense. They're not going to give up easy scores. Tough defense usually leads to high foul counts.
Now here comes Fournier on the inbound. He's going to be guarded by Dellavedova. Kicks it over. And Bai gets it back over to Fournier. Fournier loses his defender for a moment. Fournier goes up, and they're going to call a foul on Dellavedova. What a heads-up play by Fournier, knowing exactly where his defender was.
Yeah, he took that first step, and he knew at that point that he had Dellavedova wherever he wanted him. You see it now. He's got inside him. Dellavedova's trying to get back into it. Stops. Little jump backwards, and Dellavedova's not quick enough to get out of the way.
Best part about that entire play by Fournier is that, yes, he jumps backwards slightly, but he is going straight up when he goes for the shot, which is an easy call for the ref. And as frustrated as Dellavedova might be, as Fournier makes good on that first free throw, it's a clean foul.
Yeah, it is. The key for Fournier in that situation was, though, he didn't really focus on getting the foul. Yes, that was what he wanted. He was focused on taking the shot. That's where his mind was, and that's the balance you need to find.
Here's Mills now bringing it up. Patty Mills tries to work off a screen from Baines. Nicolina all over him, though. Mills driving right through the middle. He's going to reset now. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it over to the big man. Up and in. Huge rejection by Rudy Gobert. Sent the other way. Here's Fournier.
Welcome to the World Cup, Jock Landau. You can't go up with that soft stuff against Gobert.
Batum out to Gobert. Fournier creating some space. Looking for the big man. Nope. Gets some space himself. Just rims out. You can see him shifting a little left there, Mark. Ingles going to run point for a moment here. Get some space. Wide open. Oof. That is not something you will see very often from Joe Ingles.
38% from the perimeter so far in this tournament, as we see Gobert just register another block to his account for this World Cup. But Landau has to go up so much stronger and a little bit more smarts in his play than that. It has to be a fake, or he has to be going up with his weak side hand or going up strong.
Nicolina bringing it up now. The scrappy Dellavedova on him. As you said, gonna have his hands full. Nice find there. Gobert on the inside. And it's going to be Australia ball. Gobert thinking he got hit in the head there, but I mean, it's a pick-up kind of call on that one.
Yeah, for me, that's a fair battle. They've both gone to box each other out. They've both gone after the ball, and A little bit of collision between the two.
I completely agree. It's Dellavedova now bringing it up. Works around the screen. Still guarded by Fournier. Real battle going on in the paint there as Landau trying to look for an option here. Gets it back to Deli. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Screen off Baines. Gets a wide open look. Big shot there, Matthew Dellavedova.
And that's what they wanted. They were looking for the mismatch, and the mismatch is not getting Dellavedova to take on Fournier. He's getting Dellavedova to take on Gobert.
Nicolina bringing it up now. Gets it over to Mbai. Gobert to Fournier. Fournier. And Mills almost getting away with a little one there with Fournier left that wide open.
Yeah, you can't let him get the shot away. 46% from outside.
Ingles back to Baines. Baines, the big man gonna let it fly. Knocks it down. Points to his teammate, Aaron Baines.
And that's a great sign for Australia because Gobert is now going to have to respect that shot. He's going to have to come out further, or he's going to have to switch with someone.
Nicolina gets it over to Gobert. Gobert picks it over to Fournier in the corner. Fournier gonna try and create his own shot. Just gets a little bit of daylight, but enough arm there of Baines to distract him. Ingles on the other end now with Batum all over him. Ingles. See if they can figure something out here. Still with it. Kicks it back out to Dellavedova. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes a move off the screen. Floater. Can't get the roll, and Gobert comes down with it. Nicolina on the other end. Surveying his options here. No screen set yet. And both French players, a little bit of a miscommunication, tripping over each other, but Batum now with it. Finds Mbai on the other end. Mbai gonna let it fly. What a shot.
Yeah, a lovely jumper, and you see from the French, even though they make mistakes, there's plenty of other options on the floor to pick up the slack.
Dellavedova kicks it over to Ingles. Ingles thinks about it, gets his defender to leave his feet, gets it back out. Deli bobbles the ball a little bit there. And we're gonna have a foul on Nicolina. And really, what a great move by Landau, making sure he's staying just physical enough that Nicolina just had to give him a little bit of respect in the shove.
Yeah, I also think it's a smart move from Nicolina in the sense of he knows he doesn't want to have to match up with Landau in the low block. He would have needed to swap away, but the Australians were spacing the floor well enough that any swap, any switch would have given them big was to cover.
So we get a substitution into the game for the Aussies is Chris Goulding, number 4. He was also a huge factor in that game against the Dominican Republic. This is Landau. Back to Goulding. Guarded by Fournier. Nice hook shot there. Aaron Baines. So we saw a little bit of contact in front of us here at the commentator desk. Nicolina, crossover, loses his man. Brings it right back out, finds his hot zone. No good though. Wide left, Patty Mills with the rebound.
Interesting watching that as well. Ingles and Batum having a little bit of a chat, the three-way chat between them and the officials.
Mills, what a shot that was. Patty Mills in rhythm.
Yeah, Mills already up to 7 points and showing exactly why he's one of the top scorers in the tournament.
Nicolina gives it over to Gobert. Fournier was screaming for it as he had Mills on him, but Nicolina wants it back. Comes off now, puts it up himself. Nice little floater. Aussies gave it to him and he took it. Fast break opportunity here. Joe Ingles, wide open 3. Front rim, Batum with the closeout.
Hey, at least he hit the iron this time. It's one step forward from the air ball that he first launched.
So the next one will be nothing but net, right?
Absolutely, string music all the way.
Nicolina, guarded by Mills. Mills right on him. Nicolina finds the space, wide open again. And that's really, we're starting to notice a pattern there with Nicolina finding that foul line.
The pattern I'm noticing at the moment, this game is being played at an unbelievable pace. Both teams wanting to run hard and wanting to go early in the shot clock. They don't want to run it down too low.
Well, I mean, it's 90% NBA talent on the floor we're looking at right now, and really it's just not that shocking. It kind of looks more like a game back home than anything. And Mills up and in, nope. Nicolina comes down with it. Both of these teams incredibly talented. Fournier off the screen, floater, no good. Goulding with the rebound. Here comes the Aussies. Kicks it out. Baines, another shot. No good, front iron this time. Nicolina bringing it up.
And one of these teams needs to slow down. They need to start to control the game. At the moment, it's too frenetic, it's too frantic, and no one is imposing their style on the game.
Gobert, Batum getting the space. piss off the glass. How pretty was that, Mark?
Yeah, and that ties them up at 15 apiece. And you look at the players on the floor already, there's a heavy sweat on this, quite a lot of heavy breathing going on. They're running an awful lot of energy early on here.
Joe Ingles, Landau, Goulding now, kicks it back over. Mills wide open on that. You can see Nicolina and Mills kind of cursing to himself because he knew he's not going to get a much better look than that with Nicolina on him.
No, no chance. He's not going to get a better look than that, and he'd be a bit disappointed he didn't go in.
Batum gets it to the foul, and you can see eventually at some point that was going to happen, Mark, as Australia doing a good job closing out, but that time just a little too aggressive.
See, it's a relatively smart play by Batum here as well. Look how close to the screen he stops. He doesn't step too far away from the screen. So what you've got with Landau is he's gone over the screen as he should, but he's still trying to re-establish his balance when he falls into Batum.
And into the game is everyone's favorite, Andrew Bogut.
Yeah, plenty of boos from Bogut. He's not made too many friends here in China. We won't go into the reasons why. We're sure you can work that out. But yeah, he's relished the boos, though. He's certainly happy to play the pantomime villain.
And of course, as the first free throw is no good, the Aussies in attendance gave him a standing ovation as he came in. So it was nice to have a little supporter section. Batum makes good on the second. And one thing that's really impressed me about Batum so far in this game, Mark, has been, I've always said that, and you've heard me say this plenty of times, the hardest shot to get off for a shooter is when someone's closing out on your peripheral. Because you can't judge the distance accurately as opposed to someone coming at you, as Batum makes good on the second.
What you have with Batum is he has the athleticism, though. That's the key. When people are coming on the periphery, he's not overly concerned because he knows his jump shot is truly a jump shot. He's 30, 40 centimeters off the floor.
Ingles to Bogut. Ingles. Bogut tries to get inside. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to remain. Nope, it's a turnover, France. And also into the game for France, number 12, Nando De Colo, as well as another substitution in number 26. As we take a look at the replay there, tapped out. Bogut couldn't get a handle on it. Into the game for France, number 26, Matthias Lesor.
And it doesn't rain, but it pours. You take out one superstar player and bring in, you know, a EuroLeague winner from Fenerbahce this year, De Colo.
Colo kicks it out. Nicolina. De Colo, the sixth man of the tournament so far. There's De Colo with Goulding on him. Up and in. Oh, how beautiful is that?
You don't need to play the game at 100 miles an hour. It's all about control and reading what the defense are doing, understanding where people on the defensive end are going to move to. And he just waited long enough for the defense to have to move and adjust.
There's Bogut. Ingles for three. Big shot for Joe Ingles.
And a little point back to the French bench when he landed that one as well. Obviously a little bit of chat going on behind him.
Slow-mo Joe is nobody's fool. Knocks it down. De Colo with the response, much to the delight of the French bench. Here's Ingles to Bogut. Bogut looking for an option. Ingles kicks it back out after creating some separation, lets it fly. Joe Ingles! Joe Ingles!
Absolutely love that. Knows he just hit a three, but Poirier's tried to almost push him out of the way, so just give him a little tap on the head saying, hello, how you doing? You all right? Wonderful attitude from Joe Ingles.
Poirier with the response. What a game we got here. Just a minute to go here in the first quarter. Mark, this is not disappointed.
No, this is going to be a high-scoring, high-flying affair. Plenty of quick basketball. A real treat for the Nanjing crowd.
Nicolina tries to go for the reach in there, but Goulding keeps it away. Ingles again. A little bit short this time. Nicolina with the rebound. He wants to slow it down. 20 seconds to go on the shot clock, 35 on the game clock. Nando De Colo with Creek on him. De Colo takes the hit. Can't finish though, and Creek comes down with it. 1 second between the shot clock and the game clock. Joe Ingles. Playing to his strength.
Yeah, just going to slow it down, and it's good to have the ball in a high IQ player's hands at the moment.
Off the work from Bogut. Kicks it back out. Goulding going to let it fly. Nice find inside. 1 second. Up and in. Count it. And that's going to be your first quarter An incredible first quarter, arguably one of the best quarters of basketball we've seen here in Nanjing, Mark.
Yeah, by a long, long way. And Mitch Creek there with a heads-up play coming off the bench and doing exactly what's needed of him, grabbing a scrappy rebound and getting the 2 to go before the clock expired.
That's not Boomer basketball. I don't know what is. Taking a look one more time. Johnny on the spot. Mitch Creek getting it done, much to the delight of the Australian coaching staff. And it is 24-23, France leads after 1.
Good shooting percentages from France, but interestingly, they've not looked to the outside. They've only had 2 attempts from the perimeter in that first quarter, whilst the Australians are more than happy to put shots up from deep. They've had 11 attempts in that first quarter, but they're still shooting really well. 45% from the perimeter for Australia, and plenty of highlights in the first 10 minutes.
Absolutely, Evan Fournier getting the scoring going for France, and then Patty Mills right at the other end immediately gets the foul and 1 on Gobert. And that was a huge spark for the Australians. You would have thought that could have been the start of something special, but you know, the talent on the floor here, Mark, just a back and forth battle.
Oh, this is going to be a heavyweight battle to the end. This is going to be 2 big guys slugging it out until one of them can't stand any longer. I have a feeling this is going through all 4 quarters. Yes, we might see a team take a double-digit lead, but the great thing you've got is both sides have got the ability to score quickly and create, you know, impactful runs in this game.
See the emotion there of head coach Vincent Collet of France. And always be sure to, if you need any updates or news, be sure to check out the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 app. Download it for free on the App Store or on Google Play. It's how Mark and I keep up with all the action going on in all the other cities across this beautiful country of China.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been an absolutely useful tool, and every fan out there needs it in their pocket.
So into the game, Matthew Dellavedova. We've got Nick Kay getting his first couple of minutes of action here. Andrew Bogut, of course, China's favorite son, gets a kick out. Dellavedova over to Bogut. Bogut up and in, and it's going to be a goaltend. And Andrew Bogut is on the score sheet.
Yeah, Lassalle just a little bit too keen, and you almost felt he knew it as soon as he touched it or even jumped for it that he should have kept his hand out the way.
Into the game for, Mark, into the game substitution, number 21 for France to kick off this quarter is Andrew Albisi, who was also a huge factor for France in keeping this winning streak they have going. I'm
looking forward to seeing him against either Dellavedova or Mills on the defensive end.
Batum, fade away, so smooth. That's that old man game right there, Mark.
And I have a lot of appreciation for that old man game, that's for sure.
Not old. As Dellavedova finds it inside to Bogut. Bogut, hook shot, gonna get the foul. Easy call for the referee. Poirier was upset, but you know, you could see it from this angle, hand on wrist action there.
Yeah, I think there's hand on wrist. I think there's potentially a little bit of hand on hip as well. Yeah, he's got his hand across him, and yeah, I can understand it's a light foul, but it's a foul nonetheless.
The thing was, as Bogut was going up, he still had possession on both hands of the ball. This is the first. See if Bogut can make good on the second here. Makes good on the second.
That's his first scored free throw of the entire tournament.
It's crazy to think he hasn't gotten the line that much. As Albisi is going to bring it up now, guarded by Dellavedova. Here's DeColo. Great rejection there by the Aussies, trying to get it to Batum, but here's Albisi now. He's going to let it fly with 6 seconds on the shot clock, rims out, and a great defensive set there by Australia.
Yeah, perfect. You know, they've tracked the cutters, they've looked at where exactly France are going to move to, and they've intercepted.
Mills back out to Bogut. Bogut, no good there. As DeColo got caught falling down, Mills had an open look, but great rotation and defense by the French on the very other end, very next play.
Yeah, Poirier with the rejection. He matched Bogut pound for pound on the glass.
Batum trying to work off a screen from Lessor. Kicks it out. Poirier, no good. Lessor tries to fight for it, and they're going to give it to the Aussies. As Poirier may have been lucky there, didn't get it over the back, but looks like just enough of it.
Yeah, just got fingertips on it in time. It almost touched the glass. Obviously, once it touches the glass, the basket is good. But just going back to that last play, the box out from Kay was absolutely critical against Lesaur. And Kay is one of those unsung players, except for people within the Australian roster. You keep hearing them mention his name and the likes of Mitch Creek, guys that aren't necessarily lighting up the box score, but they're doing what Australia need them to do. Those kind of plays that, you know, win your games.
I think it's safe to say, Mark, there is no real drop-off for any of these rosters. When someone comes in, it's the exact same intensity. Speaking of substitutions, Evan Fournier back into the game for Nicolas Batum for France. But here's Bogut. They're going to call the offensive foul as Bogut just threw his hip out just a little too far for the referee's liking.
Yeah, he stuck his bum out a little bit too far and a bit too easy for FIBAWC to run into.
Yeah, you can see as he went right into him. Unfortunately, that's one thing we've been noticing here with some of the bigger guys. Kind of forgetting how small some of these other guards and how quick and fast and agile they are. But what would normally not be considered a foul with guys of this size, easy call for the ref.
Yeah, it is, and it's the mismatch that causes the issue. We've seen it time and time again. They're all running pick and roll offenses, as you see one straight away.
Fournier, Evan Fournier. He is a microwave for this French team. Delhi looking for an option, guarded by DeColo. Now here's a matchup of two scrappers. Works off the screen now. Oh, nice find inside to Bogut. Bogut gonna do the hook shot, and a hook that make Kareem Abdul-Jabbar proud.
Yeah, he's up to 5 points now, and Poirier really needs to lock down Bogut, because if he starts scoring and starts getting some confidence in that low post, it could be a long night for France.
LBC creates some separation, tries to go inside, kick it back out to Poirier. Poirier looking for a man, and you can see the defense right there. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and Bogut comes down with it. A bit of a breakdown there, Mark.
Yeah, I don't understand why Poirier didn't take the shot. He had Nick Kane in front of him as guarding him, and he's got that bit of range.
Mills underneath. Oh, he's just so sneaky with that move.
Yeah, he's absolutely wily. He just seems to be able to twist and turn, and he has the right moves and the footwork to get him just the tiniest amount of space, just the basketball width to sneak the ball through.
You could say, Mark, that's why you need to stretch every morning, kids. And you can twist your body like that. DeColo up and in, though. That's the second time Patty Mills has had a big bucket for the Aussies, and DeColo has responded. Here's Delhi to Mills. With LBC on him, going to be a foul.
And that is going to be an interesting competition between LBC and Mills. You'd love to see them in a 100-meter sprint or something along those lines, because both of those guys can absolutely shift. They're agile, their lateral movement is second to none, and yeah, a really interesting battle coming up now.
Nicolas Batum coming back into the game for France. Also back into the game is Mitch Creek, number 55 for Australia. He takes out Andrew Bogut, as is Aaron Baines back in. Dellavedova kicks it over, and there's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, Kay's been called for that one, a moving screen. I think, yeah, he stepped across him. Yeah, no, it's the right call by the official. Frustrating for the Australians, because they look like they've worked a great offense, but yeah, it's the right call.
Sometimes, you know, the refs, that's the second time in this game now where they've called the Aussies for just throwing that hip out a little bit sooner than they should have. As LBC brings it up. Here's DeColo, kicks it out to Gobert. Fournier, shot. Just rims out. Even the shots he misses look good, Mark.
Yeah, no, he is a real form shooter. He's got a great action in the way he shoots the ball, and also a smart head to take the right shots.
Dellavedova runs out of real estate. Here comes France on the fast break. Fournier to Batum. Batum with the high Statue of Liberty layup. Slow-mo Joe going to bring it up. Works on the crossover. Kicks it over to Mills. Patty Mills now. Evan Fournier on him. Works off the screen. Tries to find it into Baines. Almost! DeColo comes down with it.
Wow, that would have been the dunk of the tournament if Baines had nailed that one.
LBC kicks it in, and Baines running more distance than anybody else on the entire floor for that one, Mark. What a hustle play.
Yeah, he's a big guy. It's a long way to run, but he ran it hard, as we see the Batum lay-in in the previous offense.
Gobert on the inbound. Also back in for Australia, number 34, Jock Landau. And here's Batum, DeColo. 10 seconds on the shot clock. DeColo gonna take it himself, flips it up and out. Rare miss for him at that space. Mills throwing it out. Ingles kicks it out. Landau for three, corner three. Big shot there for the big man.
And Jock Landau showed that he can shoot in the previous game. France can't be blinded by this fact. They know that he's got range and that he can step out.
Here's Albisi to Fournier. Evan Fournier guarded by Joe Ingles. Fournier gonna go up and in himself, takes the contact and the beautiful drop. This Chinese crowd is absolutely loving it every time Fournier touches the ball.
He's one of those players that you could watch playing all day. He plays the game in such a high tempo in such a beautiful way.
Mills finds it out. Great ball movement here by Australia. Ingles up and in himself with all kinds of real estate. Gobert couldn't rotate.
Yeah, I loved his look across though as he drove to the basket. It was that look of terror. Is Gobert close enough? Are his arms going to reach me in time? But yeah, lucky enough for Ingles and the Australian fans, he was too far away.
Here comes Fournier. Up. Nope, Fournier gets his own rebounds. Evan Fournier, what a tournament he's been having.
Yeah, in this pick and roll action with Gobert, the Australians are going to have to amend because at the moment it's damaging them way too much. France are finding it way too easy to score high percentage baskets.
Foul there on Albisi as Dellavedova gets himself just over in time. A heavyweight tilt indeed, punch for punch, swing for swing, bucket for bucket mark.
Yeah, Albisi picking up his second foul though. He's only been on the floor 5 minutes, so that gets him a trip back to the bench.
So we take a look at the FIBA Secretary General enjoying the action here between two of the most talented teams in the entire world. You said at the beginning, Mark, possibly two even podium teams with this.
Yeah, it's a great game to pick to come and watch in Nanjing, and managed to speak with him earlier, and he's been really pleased with exactly how the group has been received here in Nanjing. Biggest crowds out of all the groups, you know, really pleased to see that the local people in Nanjing have embraced World Cup basketball and come out in their numbers to watch some of the best players on the planet.
Now we get a sideline inbound. Chris Goulding back into the game, number 4 for Australia. There's Landau. Mills. Frank Nicolina back into the game for France, guarding Mills. Ingles. Joe Ingles tries to turn and twist and find his way in. And they're going to call the foul on France. And I believe that might be on Fournier.
The thing I always find the funniest about basketball is when you've got a player like Gobert, who is nowhere near the play, and the referee is, but Gobert knows more than that. Gobert knows he can see through 3 players and see exactly what's happening. He's nowhere near the play. How can he plead innocence for anyone?
As we took a look at the replay there, Joe Ingles looked like he lost his balance a little bit as he was flinging it back. He's just, you know, the best way I could describe Joe Ingles' game is like, have you ever seen the Master of the Drunken Fist by Jackie Chan? Where it's just so wily and so crazy as Mills puts the shot up, no good. But it just, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, he just makes the shot.
Yeah, it works, that's for sure. He's made a career, and a very impressive career around the world on the back of his slightly unorthodox style.
Slightly. Gobert, no good. Landau comes down to it, getting back to the action, and Joe Ingles, the man of the moment, bringing it up, and he's guarded by DeColo. Landau. Mills. Gobert on him. Mills, you could see that one was on Mills.
Yeah, there was no chance that someone of the height of Ingles is going to be able to get down to his shoelaces to pick up that pass. It's literally on his shoelaces and you know, half a meter to the right of him.
We're going to take a timeout. Australia wanted to take a timeout after that possession. Don't go anywhere. Excuse me, it's France. I believe it's Australia, but we'll find out.
Il est marqué par Goulding. Je veux qu'on aille loin, qu'on provoque. D'accord? La défense. Ingles, on ouvre pas la gauche, on ferme la gauche. Et on met pression. Les 2 tirs à 3 points qui met fin de premier quart, on a peur. C'est les autres, c'est sans la balle. Donc Nico, c'est Evan qui se démarque là. vraiment large, les balles à bas. Et après, tu fais ça et nous on va. On donne la balle à Rudy et là on travaille.
On n'est pas méchants, là, les gars. Voilà la chercher. Voilà la chercher. Go.
Allez, en 2 fois, il va au layup.
Je voulais parler, les gars. Le blanc rouge.
C'est bien.
And it's interesting at the moment because I personally don't feel like Australia are in their rhythm or in their flow. And they only trail by 2 at the moment. That said, the French aren't as, you know, as dynamic as they have been in previous games. So you have a feeling that team that hits that gas, hits that momentum between now and the next kind of 3 minutes of this first half, I think they could potentially come into the locker room with maybe a 10-point lead.
I'm not shocked that either one of these teams haven't found it, Mark. I mean, when you just think of the talent of the defense on the floor, the length, the athleticism, it's, you know, every shot is difficult.
And it doesn't stop. Because they're rotating, they are using their benches. All you've got is fresh, high-level talent coming onto the floor. It's not like you've got someone that's lucky to be on the team. You've just got pure talent through all 24 players.
This is going to be a 10-man rotation through and through, possibly all 12 at one point or another. I wouldn't be shocked at all as we get back to the action. Fournier to Gobert. Gobert just inside the three-point line, gets it over to DeColo. DeColo, Batum for 3. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Nick Batum is starting to warm up. He's on double digits now, 11 points for him, and that'll be a concern for Australia because Batum is awkward to stop.
Ingles. Speaking of awkward, kicks it over to Landale. Works it in himself now, gets the mismatch on Batum. And Mark is applauding over here. Tell us why.
Yeah, that's the smart move from Landale. Anytime he doesn't have to go against Gobert, then he wants to get into the low post. If Gobert picks him up, step out. Make Gobert guard you on the perimeter.
Nicolina shifting his defender. Gets some space now. Kicks it out to Gobert. Fournier on the runner. Evan Fournier is just consistently getting to his hot zones.
Yeah, he is, and he's getting there with ease. It's the pick and roll action with Gobert. Australia still have not worked out exactly how to play that one effectively.
Gets away with one there as Goulding kicks it back out. Gonna get it back now. He's got Batum on him. 2 minutes to go here in this first half. But kicked over. Baines for 3. Knocks it down. Aaron Baines. Much to the delight of the Aussie faithful.
Yeah, and that's a big play for Baines, not just for the 3 points, but every time he hits a shot like that, Gobert is going to come away from the basket probably by 50 centimeters.
DeColo kicks it out to Nicolina. Nicolina can't get it to drop. His shooting woes from behind the arc continue. Ingles, guarded by Fournier. Joe Ingles. There's going to be a foul there. I was just about to say, Joe Ingles handling the ball, Mark, a little bit more than we were used to seeing in previous games.
Yeah, he's definitely taking more responsibility at the point than in previous games, but the point forward idea seems to be one that's developing over and over again. It's obviously on the back of someone like LeBron who has that handle. It's a very different feel, though, with someone like Joe Ingles. For me, he just gives a little bit of control and a kind of, you know, a slower, calmer pace to what Australia do. You put the ball in the hands of Paddy Mills or Dellavedova, you're going to see the pace increase. You're going to see maybe slightly higher risks taken on the offensive end. So it's great work by Coach Lemanis on exactly how do I want my team to play now. Slow and considered or a little bit crazy and fast.
Ingles makes good on the first free throw. 42-41. Biggest lead for Australia has only been 6 points. Biggest lead for France has only been 5 in this first half.
And again, that's exactly how you would have described the game or what you expected before we tipped off here. Both these teams unbeaten. Both of them don't want to give that up, and they want to go into the quarterfinals as the winner of this group.
Ingles makes good on both free throws, and we're tied up once more with 1:26 to go here in the second quarter as Nicolina now bringing it up. Gobert at the top of the key, over to Batum. Nicolina with Goulding on him. 8 seconds on the shot clock now. DeColo. Bogut right in front of him. And DeColo, at some point, someone's going to have to step up on those mid-ranges.
Yeah, that partnership of DeColo and Fournier that we've seen time and time again, it's just constant. You don't get any respite at all if you're playing against them.
Ingles to Bogut. Bogut lands an Eisen. Tries to kick it back out. Patty Mills. A very unorthodox play, but it worked.
Yeah, it did, and I'm going to rename him Bogut from now on, okay? Because that seems to be all that happens to him when he gets the ball, but another assist chalked up for Andrew Bogut.
Kicks it over to Batum. Ingles on him. DeColo now. DeColo spin move, tries to go up and under, can't finish with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Got it back, shot clock's off now as Australia brings it up. Bogut. And there's gonna be a foul on Nando DeColo. Patty Mills, great sportsmanship shown there though as DeColo helps up Mills, despite the frustrating foul he may believe.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the worst of fouls. It's going to send Paddy Mills to the line for 2 shots, but France will at least get the ball back, you know, if Paddy makes both of them, and they'll have 16.3 seconds to create something with.
Some substitutions. Mitch Creek back into the game, number 55. He'll take out Goulding. Also back in is number 11, Nick Kay. He's going to take out Landell. And also into the game, back into the game for France, number 2, Bai.
Paddy Mills is close to automatic from the free throw line as you can get, 91% so far in this tournament.
Referee just needed to wipe the ball off a little bit there. As you said, Patty Mills. Looks good. Former NBA champ, long-time guard for the San Antonio Spurs. You said this a few games ago. You know, you don't last as long in Greg Popovich's system if you're not as talented as a guy like Patty Mills.
No, absolutely not. And off the court, he's a good guy as well. In the warm-up, he was actually wearing a different warm-up jersey than everyone else, supporting an autism charity back in Australia for ASD kids. And it's so important that these players at this level understand the impact they have outside of basketball as well as basketball.
Timeout France. We'll see what Coach Vincent Collet can put together for this team in their final possession.
Nico ici, Amat t'es devant, d'accord? C'est Nando qui fait les grands courir, et quand on le joue, Nico il part, et Nando il s'écarte là. Et toi tu vas au panier, d'accord? Ok, on le déclenche 5 secondes avant la fin. Attention la presse, c'est Nico.
1-2-2.
C'est Nico,
1-2-2, attention,
Nico qui fait la remise. Ok, les deux arrières, toi tu es au milieu. Et tu vas au ballon. Allez, let's go, allez.
As we see a replay now of Joe Ingles and exactly what he can do for the Australian team. Not the most athletic of players, but absolutely a huge impact player, Joe Ingles, as he drives the baseline and gets himself another 2. He's up to 10 points personal, and he has had probably his best ever international tournament for Australia.
And you left out the fact, Mark, that he's a complete savage. He loves to chat. He loves to have a little laugh about it. You know, he's not the kind of guy you're going to see, you're never going to really get under his skin. Doesn't matter how agitated you might be as a player. Just we saw it a few times, of course, Poirier, when he tried to bump him after 3, give him a little tap on the head and said hello to you too.
He's more than happy to have a conversation. You'll struggle to find an Australian that hasn't got a fair bit of chat about them. In cricket, they call it sledging. And there's plenty of that on the court today.
Nicolina gets caught in a double team there, but Gobert comes up with it. Big man trying to go up and in, and they're going to call the foul on Bogut.
You could feel the whole crowd then were expecting him to take off, and how happy would they have been if he'd put Bogut on the end of a poster.
You can see right here, everyone getting hyped, but of course Andrew Bogut, he's no rookie, making sure that he stepped out just far enough that Gobert, no matter how high he would have jumped, would have never been able to get over them.
Yeah, and Gobert fumbled the ball. He went to collect, and
yeah.
you know, and that's the trouble. You're a big guy. You're not necessarily used to handling the ball that much.
The ball takes a lot longer to get to the floor and back up to you than, say, a guy like Patty Mills.
Yeah, and your brain signal takes a lot longer to go from your brain to your hands than someone like Patty Mills as well.
So we got a second shot here now. 5.5 seconds. This could be the final play of the game, or sorry, of the half. Looks good. We're going to have a quick substitution as Aaron Baines. And we're going to have also, with that being said, a timeout by Australia. And they're going to drop one more play with 5.5 seconds to go in this half.
Screen for him. Nick screening for Paddy. Yep. Nick Next screen for Paddy. Yep, Goldie's taking it out. Next screen for Paddy. Here he's coming. Joey, you're waiting here. Yep, we're trying to get Paddy on a run. If it's not, Nick coming back, and you hit Bubbles. Paddy on a run. Yep, Maisie coming and clipping nice and early. Joey get deep. You got like 4 dribbles.
Where am I?
4 dribbles. Bubbles inbound it. Paddy on the run. Early punch and roll. Nick, after your screen, if Paddy catches, sprint down here and try and clip Joey. So,
What if Paddy doesn't catch?
if Paddy doesn't catch, it's Nick gets game with Bubbles.
with me.
Yep. Let's change that. You inbound it. Joey's inbounded it. Bubbles down here.
Get one back here, get one back. Come on here, let's go.
As we see out the back of that Australian timeout, exactly what Evan Fournier has got to offer, and it's absolutely tons. 13 points, 2 boards, and an assist to his name in 15 minutes. But it's more than that. I don't think the Australians have a solution for the Evan Fournier problem at the moment.
And the most impressive thing about him is that he's scored in every way imaginable. 3-pointers, finishing in contact, floaters, turnaround fadeaways. His game is so incredible to watch. As we get back to the action here, Ingles on the inbound. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Ingles gets the separation and can't knock it down. They got what they wanted, but unfortunately, the Aussies can't extend a lead here, and we're all knotted up at 46 going into halftime. Do not go anywhere.
I couldn't do shit about it.
And great shooting percentages across the floor. Both teams shooting 50% from outside. Respectable free throw shooting percentages. And that's why it's left us with a game tied, 46 apiece, high scoring game. No turnovers for France. If I'm Australia, that's slightly concerning for me. They won't be too unhappy with 6 turnovers. They will be unhappy that those turnovers have led to 13 points, though, for France. Plenty for both coaching staffs to work on in the halftime locker room.
As I take a look at the top scorers as well, Mills and Fournier, 13 apiece. Joe Ingles and Batum, the secondary scorers there. And I mean, like I said, it's like we both said, just a heavyweight tilt, just a whole bunch of possession for possession, moment for moment. And ladies and gentlemen, please do not go anywhere. We've got the second half, the final half of basketball here in beautiful Nanjing, China. It is Australia 46, France 46. We'll be back after these highlights.
Come on guys, just follow the character's movement. Show me your dance. All right, I see you. Zoom in. 来，让我们又是来到中国的这一位，站起来，站起来，站起来，赶紧站起来。哎呀 ，OK， 来，这是我们本土的舞王，换动作了，换动作了，换一个动作。嘿，嘿，嘿，换一个动作。不错不错，继续啊！我们需要你的幅度再大一点。Come on, sir. Would you like to do the dance camp? Hey, what is your move? What is your move? 哎，不跳的坐下，要不然你就跳，好不好 ？Hey, you guys, it's dance camp. What is your move? Follow the move. 只要你准备好了，就可以直接站起来。我们的摄影老师会找到你，给你展示才华的机会。来，下一位到你了。嘿，嘿，嘿，可以，还有还拿了道具。来，下一个机器人的动作，机器人，来站起来，可以，你这个机器人有故障。哈哈 ，OK， 下一位，你站起来了，我们就会找到你，好吗？哦，你的裤衩我很喜欢。我的天哪！一定是某些联名款，非常的新潮。哎，来下一位，法国的球迷。有点意思。来，掌声送给他，谢谢。好，谢谢各位参加到我们的 Dance Camp， 希望大家都可以享受到这个夜晚。
世界杯就在腾讯。
Yao Foundation is a non-profit organization founded by Yao Ming in 2008. It dedicates to aid unprivileged rural children in China and help them develop various ways. As the official NPO partner of 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, Yao Foundation launched the Dream Journey project to land rural children to cut off the joy of this top basketball event. 姚资金是由姚明于2008年发起，本着以体育人的宗旨，致力于助学兴教、促进青少年健康成长的公益组织。作为2019年国际。
Back out to Jan Lian, Leach's man on the floor and throws it down.
Now we've got a Chinese poster.
Rodriguez, good back pass down the floor. And add yourself to the highlight reel, my friend.
Alexander Franklin getting what he deserved. He catches, he streaked down the floor.
Barber, nice bounce pass into Willy Hernan Gomez. Oh my words.
What a move, what a drive initially. Nice job by Claver.
They're only up by 5. There's the pick, and a pick and roll. And Delia with the basket with the one hand. What a perfect execution of a pick and roll. Oh boy, you like that.
Oh! Did you see that? Matu throws it down.
But this Nigerian team just keeps attacking the rim.
My parents gave me away, so I had no purpose in this life. Yeah. When you educate a woman, you educate a nation. It's a quote from Nelson Mandela, by the way.
I'd like to welcome everybody back to second half action here. Group L, the final half of basketball here in beautiful Nanjing. My name is Ryan Greco, taking care of your play-by-play, joined by Mark Mills on color. And Mark, I mean, this game, in so many words, it's lived up to the billing. It's two heavyweights going at it. I'm going to try and stop saying heavyweights after a while because we've used it about 20 times. But let's get some of your thoughts on that first half of action.
Oh, it's definitely living up to all the pre-game hype that we've had, and rightfully so. You know, these are two teams absolutely stuffed with some of the best players in the world, and they are going at it fully now, toe-to-toe, and that's the great thing that we've been treating to here. 46 apiece at half-time, and it's difficult to pick out certain players that you think are playing better than others, but Batum is certainly rolling back the years here. He's on 11 points already and 2 assists to his name, and just seems to turn up at the right times for France. He's in the right place at the right time and doing what they need him to do to win, and he's done that for years.
He's been, I've been very, very fond of his old man game in this one. Just the little stand-up jumpers, hands right in his face. He doesn't care. He's just going to keep following through, just battling it for in the box. But also, you know, there's a few other guys on this team here for Australia that have been more than just getting it done.
Oh yeah, the Australians have been working really, really hard, and there's some standout performances. Paddy Mills, he's on 13 points already, and Joe Ingles is definitely doing a big job yet again on 10 points. But looking across at both teams, the thing that's probably most impressive, and the thing that's maybe keeping Australia in this one, is the three-point shooting. Both teams shooting 50% from outside, which is, for a spectacle for fans to watch, is wonderful. But the great thing for Australia is they've actually shot 7 from 14, whereas France have only shot 3 from 6.
Taking a look here at slow-mo, Joe, 10 points already in this game. He's already above his averages, but very impressive 7.3 assists in this tournament. We'll see if he can start getting his teammates involved a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're likely to see him shooting the ball less and creating for others more in the second half.
Just a very exciting matchup that we have coming in here as we're watching both teams warm up. And there's another man that we really haven't had a chance to see going yet, Mark. We'll see if Rudy Gobert can be a factor in the second half.
No, he's only got 2 points in that first half. He has got a couple of block shots to his name, as you'd expect, and 3 rebounds, but the Australians seem to have his number on the offensive end. They seem to be able to stop him and cause him issues. The problem that they've got is, at the moment, Gobert's happy for that to happen. He'll quite happily play pick and roll game all day long and get his teammates open.
You see the loud and proud French fans in the the stands, as well as, of course, the Aussies. They always roll deep. But talking about just the rest of this team for Australia, one of the players that I've been really impressed with so far has been Aaron Baines. And let's just start it off with, he got his scoring started off at the beginning by knocking down a 3 from the wing, and that's very rare. You usually see a big man of his caliber be able to get off and going. Normally he's known for shooting at the top of the key, as is with a lot of guys that are about 6'10" and plus, but he's really been getting it going from almost all over the perimeter.
And he's going to be really important. We talked about it in the first half, but if he can start connecting from outside, it's going to drag Gobert further and further away from the rim. And ultimately, Gobert is on the floor to be a rim protector. So the further away he is, the more open it's going to be for the likes of Dellavedova and Mills to get easy, high percentage scores off the glass. So yeah, Baines invaluable at the moment.
And speaking of invaluable, there's another one coming off the bench. Will be Andrew Albisi, who's been just such a huge factor for this French squad in the second half. But let's just take a quick look at both of these teams in their huddle before we get started with the third.
As he starts to run away, get him dribbling here, and as he starts to turn his head, fucking come and blitz it straight away. And the next guy in line's got to be prepared to shoot a gap, run and jump and play two. All right, then we scramble behind it. If they throw it over here, then it's out.
Hey, Brady. Le blanc rouge.
Allez, les gars, notre base. C'est notre futur match.
Just apologise for some choice language in the Australian huddle. Passions running high, as you'd imagine, at this stage of the FIBA World Cup. But I think it was pretty clear what he wanted. He wanted a double team. He wanted, maybe that's the key for the pick and roll action in this second half, is that they're going to jump onto the guy with the ball and blitz him.
I'm going to say this even just right now, Mark. I've actually been very, very impressed with how the coaching staffs have managed to kind of keep their composure while those timeouts are coming in as a factor. And of course, as you've said before, we've got unprecedented access in this tournament. Really appreciative of them allowing us into those huddles and seeing exactly what they're trying to draw up for the viewers at home.
Yeah, it's a new insight and a wonderful kind of window into the game that fans might not get otherwise.
So here we are, third quarter action, the final half here in Nanjing, China. And we're going to get started right away with a blocking foul. And I believe it's going to be on Dellavedova.
Yeah, that's his third. That is a worry for Dellavedova to pick up a third foul early on. He's only played 10 minutes so far in this game because of that foul trouble.
Nicolina is going to bring it back, but of course, when you have a guy standing 6'6" running your point in France, he is going to be hard to stay in front of. As Batum now gets it with Ingles on him. And Ingles nearly knocked it away there inside to Gobert. Gobert now with Baines on him. ISO opportunity. Little floating hook, gets the kind roll. Gotta love the rotation on that ball.
I absolutely love that as a play for France. Gobert screaming there. I love the fact that he wants to get into this game. He wants to make an impact on the offensive end, which he didn't do in the first half.
Dellavedova kicks it over. This is Landell trying to go behind the back pass there as Batum knocks it away just enough. Bounces off of Joe Ingles' shoulder, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, France you have a feel of France. They're a little bit more focused, a little bit more confident, the Australians at the moment, as we said, Gobert back in his way, and he was only ever going one way. He was going to that left hand for the hook shot, and Baines just couldn't stop him.
France has yet to turn the ball over yet. I mean, that's an incredible stat. Nicolina, Batum. See if they're going to replay the pass again. This time it's to Batum on the inside, tries to go up, and they're going to call the foul as Batum went straight up, right into Baines' shoulder.
Yeah, Baines arguing his innocence again, but we'll wait and see on the replay. Yeah, no, he's hit his elbow. I'm not too sure what his cause of concern is, and Ingles thinks it's on him, but it's not. It's on Baines, so Ingles can breathe easy as Baines picks up just his first foul, though.
We're only a minute into this third, already 2-0 in the fouls advantages for France, and between that and the lack of turnovers, I mean, and then of course, you know, they're going to shoot well from the free throw line, shooting 8 of 9. You said it, the three-point shot really more than anything has been keeping Australia in this one.
Yeah, it has high efficiency, and you don't want to be sending the French to the line, like you said. Not only they've shot well in this game, they've shot 77% in the tournament, which is a really good mark.
Dellavedova going to bring it up now. Gets it over to Patty Mills, who's guarded by Nicolina. Baines gets it over to Ingles. Ingles surveying his options here with him by on him. Patty Mills now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. And it looks like he lost a handle on it, but it was knocked loose by a France defender, and it's going to be Australia ball on the baseline.
Yeah, they don't look settled on the offensive end at the moment, Australia, and you feel like the French are slightly increase the intensity as Batum gets his hand in the passing lane.
Inbound. Belly loses his defender, throws a shot up, can't knock it down as Fournier was there just enough to cause a distraction.
And no one crashing the offensive boards for Australia at all. Baines was almost on the halfway line when that ball hit the rim.
Mills getting checked in the shoulder there by Nicolina. Batum gonna to work on a crossover. He's got Ingles on him. Batum gonna let it fly. No good there. Ingles, a deceptively sneaky defender. Got his hand in there at the last moment. Dellavedova now works off a screen. Mills wide open, shoots it. Gets the foul, and it just rims out.
Yeah, almost a 4-point play there for Mills, and he's not someone you want to foul and send to the free throw line. Absolutely deadly from the line, and Bay is likely to learn that lesson the hard way now.
Take a look at the replay here. And that looks so clean. And yeah, just by like, if you're going to leave him open at that point, you really don't want to send him to the line. I mean, I understand you want to close out, but if you're going to close out, you can just kind of close out to the left or to the right.
And you've either got to close out hard and make contact with him and foul him when he's actually shooting the ball. It seems crazy to almost foul him when the shot's gone. You've not impacted his shot, so what impact is fouling him now going to do? But Bar give him the chance of either a 4-point play or we have here 3 free throws.
Mills makes good on the second. And as you said, you know, Patty Mills is not somebody you want to leave at the free throw line.
But for the Australians at the start of this half, this is a real pressure release foul for them. They've not, you know, had the first couple of minutes go their way in this third quarter. So for Mills to be able to go to the line and just get things going in the easiest possible way is a real help.
It's just a testament once again to the resiliency of this Aussie team, but we'll see if France can continue to keep playing a well-polished game here, as we've seen. Fournier up on the inside, gets the nice roll. Gobert finding him wide open. Amazing. Impressive play by the French on offense there.
Yeah, once again, just another one to chalk down to great team offense.
Mills, guarded by Nicolina. Works off the screen from Baines, gets some daylight, knocks it down. Patty Mills, you can tell he wanted that one back.
Yeah, absolutely does. And that's 6 points to start the second half with him. It's 19 points personal for Patty Mills, and he's warming up.
Fournier, we'll see if he can respond here. He's been the offensive juggernaut for France these past 2 games. Inside to Gobert. Gobert at the top of the key gets it up to Nicolina. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Nicolina for 3. Just rims out. But a fight for it, and it's going to go out of bounds as the ball comes careening towards us here in the commentary table. But we're saved.
That was a great save.
Here's Mills bringing it up now. Mills underneath. Baines wide open. Another huge bucket. You just got to love it. When the big men can score and shoot threes from the wing, it's a tough shot for bigger guys.
A triple of triples for Baines, and that's just what the doctor ordered for Australia right now.
Fournier, they're going to count the basket. Even so, if you're Australia, you got to love the extra effort there by Baines.
Yeah, it is. Just needs to be a little bit smarter with it. It's frustrating. He's done a wonderful thing at one end, and just a schoolboy mistake at the other. Let's have a look at another look at it. Yeah, it was going to be a 2 anyway, so if he hadn't touched it, that was going in.
We've got inbound here. Landell. It's in as Andrea BC for France checks in, number 21. He's going to check in for Nicolina. Here's Mills. Mills, he's going to take on LBC himself. Up and in, takes him to school. Go get him, old man. You got this.
Show me the baseline and I'll take the baseline for Patty Mills. Abisi thought he had one over on him there, denying him to get back to the top middle, but Patty Mills will score on you from any angle.
Fournier. Fournier, floater, gets it, flying into the basket. Here comes Ingles. Ingles gonna go up himself, and once again, just taking what the defense gives him. So intelligent.
Yeah, the lane opened up for Ingles, and he's not going to turn it down, and he's starting to warm up again. This second half is really starting to heat up, and it's lovely to see, you know, the fans in the stands are going to be treated to a high-scoring spectacle.
Fournier for 3. And that play with him and Gobert just keeps working to Patty Mills. He's thinking to himself, how do we fight that?
Yeah, Fournier's on 22. This is going to be a 30-point-plus game for Fournier.
Ingles with Gobert guarding him. Ingles is going to take him on, gets it inside to Landell. Out to Baines. Baines almost gets away with a travel there. Here comes Dellavedova, 6 seconds on the shot clock, kicks it out one more time. Great ball movement, shot goes up. Patty Mills can't get it to fall. Fournier with the rebound, here comes France. Fournier works off the screen one more time. This time going out to the middle, kicks it over to LBC. changes his mind at the last second. Gobert calling for it. See if he can try and get it on him now. Behind the back, up and in, gets the foul, however. And a great turn of events there for France.
Yeah, and that's Dellavedova's 4th foul. That is a big, big play. That's going to cost Australia dearly as Dellavedova catches the arm of Fournier on his way to the basket.
And Delhi didn't even have to hesitate. He knew exactly Chris Goulding coming in for him. And as you said, just a tough turn of events. 2 fouls in just under 5 minutes. Not the third quarter he was hoping for. And definitely not the third quarter the Aussies were hoping for.
No, not at the moment. It's not gone their ways. Thankfully for them, they've got Paddy Mills, who seems to be ready to score for fun, but they're going to need to change the momentum and try and take a little bit more control over this one.
Fournier makes good on the first, as he's just having a couple of words of strategy here with LBC before he knocks down the second. Yes, he does. Fournier can't even be jinxed.
No, he's got the inoculation against the commentator's curse, so he'll be all right.
Ingles slowing it down, step back. Joe Ingles. Ooh, ooh.
And look at him dancing back down the floor, absolutely loving it. Having a conversation as well as he does so.
Oh, the Aussie Larry Bird getting it done.
And even Batum is smiling at Ingles talking.
As we've got Andrew Bogut coming into the game as we take a look at the replay here of the foul. Fournier, it's caught a little bit with the shove there, clearly extending, but Joe Ingles, and it was a 3. Oh, man. Yeah, he's allowed to nod. He's allowed to talk a little bit right now because he is having himself a game, Mark. Fournier, up and in, foul, and one, Evan Fournier.
Now that's a man who's having himself a game right now.
And Joe Ingles was caught with a foot on the line there, so they were going to call that a 2. Evan Fournier with the response in this, right when they need it.
Oh, wow, Bogut got a massive piece of that ball as well. I think that's a tough call on Bogut. He did, from the replay we saw there, it was all hand on ball, but Fournier's so strong while he's doing it. And I said Fournier's going to have a 30-point game. He's potentially on for a 40-point game here today.
We will see. 26, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, only 2 personal fouls so far. And imagine at this point, you might want to start making him try and work on defense. And as I say it, he forces the turnover. Evan Fournier, ladies and gentlemen.
Good defensive play by Evan Fournier, and Goulding just got caught up. And Goulding, for me, isn't a point guard. He's not someone that I'd want bringing the ball up the floor. You know, you have Joe Ingles on the floor, you have Paddy Mills on the floor. For me, that's where I'd put the amount of pressure that they're going to deal with on those 2 guys' shoulders.
I'm sure, considering everything, as Australia already in the penalty for fouls here, they're going to have to be careful. But Batum on the inbound gets it over to LBC, and Paddy Mills, he's going to be guarding him. LBC. Batum. Gobert. Fournier. Fournier. No happening this time. And we'll see where the call was there. I just saw 2 guys going for the ball, but
yeah, I find it quite frustrating. LBC's asking the official for an unsportsmanlike foul, and it's the same as someone in football asking for a yellow card for your opponent. It's unnecessary. Let the officials make the call. That's what they're there for. They've got an awful lot more experience about what the rights and wrongs of basketball than any of the players on the floor.
It's foul call is on the Aussies, and LBC's going to go to the line.
Yeah, thankfully for Australia, it was on Paddy Mills, but it's only his first.
And it's a shame, too, when you think about it, because that previous play with Fournier taking that shot, Ingles was right there, a great defensive effort. And, you know, you could see the coaching game now really starting to kind of show in off of the switch. You could see Ingles getting over in a way that Paddy Mills couldn't over Gobert.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to change now, that's for sure. The other thing I would highlight as well, if I'm Paddy Mills, if you're guarding Albisi, he's not as big as an offensive threat as some of the other players on the floor. So Patty Mills needs to help out a little bit more now.
Here's Ingles. Gets it out to Bogut. Bogut. China's favorite player. And it's going to be, dare I say it, the crowd might be getting to him a little bit. That's twice
potentially. And if it's not getting to him, the noise is getting in the way of Australia's communication, because when he gets the ball, the noise levels go through the roof. So trying to hear each other on the floor is going to become more difficult.
Of course, Andrew Bogut, no stranger to big moments. Multiple NBA Finals appearances. He was the man for the Milwaukee Bucks for quite some time before Giannis Antetokounmpo. But this is a different kind of energy in this building for him.
Yeah, now he's the man for the Sydney Kings, obviously league MVP and championship winner this year in Australia.
Mills, nice hesitation there, up and can't finish. The big man can't finish either. He had to watch himself, afraid to step on his teammate. DeColo at the other end, and Nando DeColo right on cue. 7-point lead for France. This will be their biggest lead of the game, and it's going to be an Australia timeout.
They've made a run. Get a good offense here. We're back to a one-shot game. It's good. We're all right.
Couldn't have gone worse. We're down 7.
Here we go.
Hey, here we go. Stay with it now. We're just getting a little frustrated, all right? We got a little frustrated with referees, play through all that sort of stuff. Just one down, come down and run a wide X to Paddy. So Paddy's in the one, Triky's through. We're trying to throw that one to Bubbles, all right? Then Paddy's got that screen, Bubbles, you're coming off, Paddy's in, and then we rescreen that and you have a look at Paddy coming out or Bogues on the slip. If you can't throw it, we're going to be able to throw the Bogues and play off splits. Okay?
And this is what DeColo's been doing all tournament. He's just come off the bench and scored a 2, and he's on 11 points. He's only been playing 13 minutes, and he almost catches Australia cold. You know, you expect a player to come off the bench, maybe not to be up to speed, maybe not to be, you know, the focus of the first offense, but Nando DeColo is not that man. He wants the ball in his hands, and he wants the buckets coming his way, and such an impressive tournament. 11 points, 2 assists for Nando DeColo here.
Nando DeColo, the kind of player you can imagine thrives off of the lack of attention or even respect you might think that he gets by coming off of the bench, but he really has been the 6th man of this tournament for any team in the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Mills, Albisi with the steal, kicks it over, Fournier, fast break, over, Gobert with the jam, Rudy Gobert.
Wonderful, fluid French basketball at their finest, in full flow. It's great to watch.
Australia, biggest deficit of the game for them. Bogut now kicks it over to Kay, and Mills, they're going to say no basket. There was a foul before the catch and shoot.
Yeah, Albisi trying to chase round about the 8 screens that Australia set for him, and then the final one that Midge Creek set was a screen too far for Albisi. And it's actually a smart foul because he knew Patty Mills was going to get the open 3, as we see Gobert finishing off that wonderful play from France.
That was not the entrance out of the timeout Australia was hoping for. And you said it yourself, Mark, at the halftime. You're just kind of waiting for that one team to go on that run. And you said there was a possibility of it even being double digits, but to not really put it in the books just yet. Too much talent on the floor.
Oh, absolutely, and France have dominated the opening start this 3rd quarter.
Goulding, step back 3, no good, just a little bit too much on it. And DeColo's going to run the offense here for France.
And smart now by DeColo. They've got their lead, slow it down, impose yourself on the game, make the game follow your style, because Australia are the ones chasing this now.
Batum on the weak side, step back. Dirk Nowitzki-esque, but nothing happening there as it falls just short. Bogut, point guard Bogut. Gets it over to Patty Mills. I'm impressed by that. I would have shot it.
See, I like that as a call. I like the way they've isolated on Paddy Mills, and he's got Tupan standing in front of him. Absolutely clear out, get out the way. Gobert is being dragged across already, even though his man Bogut was nowhere near to be seen, and that's smart. If you have a situation like this where you're struggling, but you've got one guy you know who can do it on his own, give him some space, give him some time, give him the ball, see what he can do.
Mitch Creek back into the game for Australia, and there's going to be the second foul on Axel Tupan. That's his second foul in as many seconds.
And I like this. What you're doing to France now is you're saying, you want to stop Paddy Mills, you need to keep Albisi on the floor the whole time. And at the moment, I'm not sure Albisi really wants to be on the floor the whole time. He's got 3 fouls.
Gamesmanship at its finest here as Australia trailing France. Ingles, step back, 3, again! Slow-mo Joe! Showing him how it's done.
Oh, if you get to see the replay of that, please keep your eyes on Joe Ingles. As he's running back, he's just looking up in the air like a small child to his dad as he goes past Gobert. It gives him a bit of chat in his face.
Fournier. And an air ball. And it's not saved by Tupan. And Australia wants to get going right away. 1:56 to go here in the third. Paddy Mills brings it up, and my goodness.
Wow. That's a rare play from Fournier.
Here we are getting back to the action. Mills works the screen off Bogut. He's just going to let it fly. And why not? Why not?
And this is what we were talking about. France had themselves a lead. They had control of this game. They'd opened it out. They were making sure that they were controlling. They were up by 9. It's back to a 3-point game, 1 possession, and this is what Australia can do to you.
Australia shooting 52% from the 3-point line. DeColo up, and big rejection by Bogut. Trying to throw it out, a little bit too much. Here's Fournier on the inside, but Joe Ingles with another steal. Goulding tries to find it. And here comes Fournier one more time. Kicks it out, DeColo for 3.
What a phase of play. So much good defense there. Tupan looked like he was going to be in trouble on a almost 4-on-1 break, but he gets his hand into that first passing lane, and how quickly the game changes.
Paddy Mills by himself. Doesn't matter. Scores anyway.
The bank is open for Paddy Mills. He can find any angle he wants in this game tonight. He's up to 24 points personal. Just a wonderful, wonderful advert for international basketball at the moment.
DeColo. Guarded by Mills. DeColo. 7 seconds on the shot clock. DeColo gets his space, gets his separation. And Andrew Bogut with a very, very wise decision. You're shaking your head. Unfortunately, it is his 4th.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I have a problem with that. I think it's a wise move if you're on 2 fouls. It's not necessarily a wise move if you're on 3. That puts him on 4. 2 Australian players on 4 fouls now, Bogut and Dellavedova. This is going to put a huge amount of weight on Aaron Baines now, a huge amount of weight. Although they are going to leave Bogut in, I would have taken him out. There's only 22.9 seconds. Why burn his last foul now?
When you consider, you know, the front court as Baines, nope, they're not going to take that chance.
Yeah, wise move by Coach Lemanis. For 22.9 seconds of basketball, is it worth risking your backup big?
Baines going to walk in right away, taking out Bogut. Oh, well said. Well, it is a testament, though, when you've got guys like him and Jock Landale that'll be banging away in the post. Landale only 1 foul as well. They're going to need all the help they can get against that man right there, Rudy Gobert. It's incredible how Gobert can make almost any man seem a little bit smaller as we see him line up there with Baines.
Love listening to Joe Ingles just then. He's counting. While DeColo's at the line, he's counting how many seconds he's taking to take his free throw. He's like, we can be here all day, that's fine. Just love the mind games that Ingles is starting to try and play in here now.
DeColo likes to chat himself, knocks down the free throws. 20 seconds, shot clock off. Paddy Mills. See if Australia can make this a 1-possession game going into the 4th. 10 seconds. Paddy Mills breaks down a defender, kicks it back out. Aaron Baines, 3 seconds. And we're going to have a foul call, and it's going to be on Tupain once again. That's his third personal.
Yeah, because he can't control Paddy Mills. He can't stop Paddy Mills, and this is the problem. At the moment, the French have only one option to control Paddy Mills, and that's Albisi. And Albisi's on 3 fouls. So what do you do? Oh, yeah.
It's a shame, because Tupain, you can tell clearly it wasn't intentional, but...
No, he's just changed direction, and his arms almost flailed as he moved in the opposite direction, but still going to send Baines to the line for 2 shots.
Tupain, probably the one time in his life where his length worked against him.
Yeah, the one time where he wished he'd had a normal wingspan rather than, an athletic one. But Baines is... his career path is really interesting to watch, particularly from an Australian point of view. You know, he's played all across Europe. He's played in Lithuania, in Germany, he's played in Slovenia. He's obviously playing in the US now, so it's really good for a player to get that rounded idea of what world basketball is, because he'll have taken different things from different countries, how to defend, how to attack, how to play the post, how to step out and shoot. He'll have learned so much from different leagues.
And he's taking them all. 1 second remaining. DeColo! No good. And going into the final frame, France still holding on to a 75-71 lead over Australia. Do not go anywhere.
And still the shooting percentages are absolutely magnificent for both these teams, and they're really putting a show on for the Nanjing crowd here, and it's going to be an absolute wonderful farewell for the World Cup for this city. This game is living up to all expectations and some more.
Rudy Gobert showing off the Korean skyhook there. We've seen a few of those all throughout Nanjing. Throughout the first and second round action, we've had the pleasure of calling, much to the chagrin that time of the Australian fans, but I'm sure they were on their feet for that one.
Oh, absolutely, and Paddy Mills has taken the team on their back alongside Joe Ingles. It really is those two guys leading the way for Australia, whilst the French in that quarter must thank that man, Evan Fournier, for 27 points in the game now. Not just 27 points, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And I love looking into the background of some of these players. And Fournier himself wears number 10 in honor of Mike Bibby. Of all the players that you could pick in the history of the game, Mike Bibby was the reason he picked his number. It's just great to understand the psychology of a player and the type of basketball that player respects.
As you can imagine, though, Evan Fournier, I mean, you could have said that he idolized almost any player growing up, because he literally looks like he's taken a little bit of everything from everyone, whether it's finishing at the basket, whether it's fadeaway jumpers, whether it's open knocking down threes, crossing up defenders. As I said, you know, he's probably the most well-rounded player we've personally seen in this tournament so far.
He's the most undefendable player I've seen, and we've watched Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
That tells you exactly at what level Evan Fournier is at. You know, he is at the moment undefendable. I haven't seen anyone come up with a masterstroke that can stop him, and you know, his statistics tell you exactly that. He's, you know, averaging nearly 20 points a game, high percentage as well. He's a really efficient offensive threat for France.
It's, Evan Fournier. France going to have to do it the first couple of minutes here, playing with house money almost in a sense in a game this tight. They're going to want Fournier to get a little bit of rest before they kick it off, as Dellavedova works it into Aaron Baines, who's guarded by Gobert. And Gobert, a man that is most likely not going to get any time off in this fourth quarter. Will find inside, up and in, and the finish. Mitch Creek, huge bucket for the Boomers.
That's a great start for this final quarter for Australia. Exactly what they all wanted. They wouldn't want a stagnant start. They know that to win this game, they're going to have to come out and score probably 25 points in this final quarter.
Nicolina back to Gobert. Gobert trying to work through Baines, but Baines with a great defense, but an even better offensive set from Rudy Gobert.
For me, Gobert has to be careful. There's a slight hook to the way he's playing there. He's trying to leverage Baines out the way. If it was a little bit more, you have a feeling the officials may have an issue with it.
Baines wants a little bit of revenge here. We're going to see if he can match up with Gobert. Looking for an open man. Finds him in Dellavedova. 6 seconds on the shot clock now. Delly kicks it back out. Baines for three.
Oh!
Aaron Baines cannot miss.
That's his 4th triple of the night, and they're still not respecting his shot. The French will need to wake up to Baines as an outside threat.
Nando De Colo loses a handle on it, and they're going to call it. Joe Ingles, he's forced 4 turnovers by himself after France had not given up a single turnover in that first half.
And this is exactly what Coach Lemanis was talking about in the press conference this week. He's been talking about Joe Ingles and the fact that he does the things that the box score doesn't necessarily pick up, as we see Baines draining the 3. He does all those bits, but what he also said was he just does what his team needs him to do to win. He's not bothered about personal accolades or being the scorer or being the go-to guy. He just wants to win basketball games.
Here's Ingles, up and in. Oh, it rims out a little bit too open for his own liking.
And that's the Gobert impact.
DeColo, no such problem on the other end. Big bucket for France. Are we going to call a foul here? And it's going to be on Aaron Baines, as Aaron Baines didn't get out of the way quick enough for DeColo.
No, I think it's going to be on DeColo. Yeah, it's gone on to DeColo.
Yeah, no, he grabbed Dellavedova. There it is.
And the thing you saw in that last play with DeColo laying the ball up, everyone will be going, why is Dellavedova playing such weak defense? He's on 4 fouls. And if the French are smart, they'll go at him to either get him fouled out or be playing against someone that can't play true defense against them.
Dellavedova working hard against the 6'6" Nicolina. Delly trying to work through. Baines now. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock. Just kicks it out. Here's Joe. Creates the separation, but Fournier does a great job on the recovery. He's going to throw it up anyway, and no! It's going to be out of bounds, and that time Fournier reading the scouting report and staying right up on Joe Ingles.
Perfect. Every time he stepped back, he stepped with him. He knew that the clock was running down, that Ingles wasn't going to get the pass away, and that he was going to have to take the shot, and in the end, a near impossible shot to take.
And a lot of people, they might ask when they see that and go, well, why don't you do that all the time? It's because Joe Ingles has probably got some of the best ball and body control, despite his lack of quickness, that you probably have ever seen in any basketball player. As we get to the action, DeColo. And there's going to be a foul there on Creek. And DeColo, a little bit of a replay of what we saw against, I believe it was Lithuania.
Yeah, it's a sad part of his game, if I'm honest with you. He stands over people while they're on the floor. It's not something you know, that you want to see. You want to see him going toe-to-toe with someone, not standing over someone they're on the floor. And I actually liked Aaron Baines' reaction to it. As he went over to help his teammate up, he made sure he just dropped the shoulder into DeColo and put him back in his place.
As Mitch Creek is going to take a rest here. Back into the game, of course, Patty Mills. They're going to need him. Nicolina kicks it out to Fournier. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Fournier just creates a space. Here comes Patty Mills on the fast break. Up and in, Mr. Patty Mills.
And that's a great read for Mills, because he saw that there was no way he was going to be involved with that defensive rebound, so he just leaked. He just cheated on the defensive end.
Nicolina gets up and in himself. And they're going to call offensive foul. And Aaron Baines.
And that's a really easy call to make. Baines was almost growing roots. He was there so long. It's not like he's had to recover to get to that. Baines just stood. Maybe slightly sideways, maybe not fully square on, but yeah, he's fully stood and
well outside the circle as well.
Just goes straight into him.
Yep. Which is odd when you consider just how good Nicolina is at that Euro step. You know, when you see him, but maybe just not enough time to react as we take a replay of Patty Mills, right, much to your point as you were speaking about, Mark, his ability to just understand the play and just went off sprinting at the other end.
And the thing is, if you're someone Patty Mills' size, you know really quickly, am I going to be involved in this rebound or not? If I'm not, then what use am I here? You know, I'm no use. Let's get down the floor.
Mills, no good there. Albisi with a great closeout. Just enough to distract Mills on the shot.
And this is key. How long can Albisi stay in the game? The longer he can stay in the game, the quieter Patty Mills will be.
DeColo tries to kick it out. Mbai with it now. Tries to shift his defender. Kicks it one more time. Gobert. Yep. Another offensive foul.
Great stand by Aaron Baines yet again. Although that does hurt, I'm not going to lie. That was one of my fortes when I was a player. Just stand and take the charge. But 2 quick charges in a row is going to take him a few seconds just to get his breath back.
Yeah. Mark, we were just talking about this. You know, you were discussing all of the different places in the world where he's played basketball, and you've seen him here just showing off all that he's learned throughout his journeys.
And
a little bit of everything.
Taking the charge isn't necessarily what you'd call an Australian play or an American play. That's probably more your Eastern European play. It's a real smart play. You have to read the guy that's coming at you. Does he know I'm here? Is he going to Euro step past me? You know, what's his pace? What's his speed? What's his size? You're reading all those things really quickly to make that stand. And it's a skill that can really change a game, as we've seen here, 2 in quick succession.
And he's showing off the American 3-ball right now, that's for sure as well. Deli inside, Baines right there. Plenty of real estate. And Gobert got caught napping on that one.
Yeah, he was distracted by where Patty Mills was. He was thinking maybe I'm going to have to cover Patty Mills, but too much of a distraction, and that's given the Australians a lead.
This is their first lead, almost since early in the third quarter. Mbai kicks it over. Ingles staying with him, but it's Fournier on the runner and just rims out. And Joe Ingles, you know, love him or hate him, or love his style or hate his style, it's working right now against Fournier.
And this just reminds me of the France-Lithuania game. It really does.
Ingles, high up the glass! The Joe Ingles talking the whole way back to Rudy Gobert.
And you love that reaction from Gobert. I love that reaction from Gobert. He's getting loads of Australian sledging, trash talking in his face, and all he does as he walks past him is just give him a little nudge, say, go on, go back to your bench. I'm not interested in what you're saying.
France timeout. Let's see what Coach Collet can come up with here for the French.
On regarde pas le mec qui a le ballon. Ils sont vraiment... Ils viennent juste fermer la dernière action. Du côté des deux, il n'y a qu'un mec. C'est pour ça qu'on a pris 2 charges. Ils ne défendent plus à 2, il y a un mec qui vient aider. Donc il faut vraiment qu'on soit prêt à passer la balle. Allez, ça prend, allez. Pas de panique, on a le temps. Le match est très long.
As we come out of the timeout, how important is that man there, Paddy Mills, going to be for Australia? You have a feeling he's not done with his scoring, even though he's on 28 points already. The only man on the French team that's been able to stop him is Albisi, and it's cost Albisi 3 fouls already.
One thing I love about his game right now, Mark, is he's not even thinking. He's just playing. He's just playing. They've done enough practice. They know exactly what they are as a team. He knows who his guys are, where it's no longer about a thinking man's game. It's simply about feel, movement, and just preparation. You can tell these guys, especially Patty Mills above all else, he's prepared.
Oh, they're fully ready to go, and as a team, like you said, they seem to be really starting to click now. They've made some unforced errors in the game, and if they can reduce those and take those out of the game, then Australia really are a scary proposition for anyone.
Back into the game, Jock Landau, number 34. He's only got 1 personal foul. I mean, you just got to love the discipline of this front court of this Aussie team. We'll see if that's going to be a huge factor for them in the end here as Gobert gets it up top. Fournier floats it up, and they're going to call the foul on Creek. I think he pushed him in the back there as he went up. We'll see who it's on.
Yeah, that one's gone on to Creek.
It's a good call by the referee, however. Look, you can see in the last second, you don't necessarily need to do that. Fournier's missed 3 in a row from that spot. Know what's going on in the game.
Yeah, it's difficult because it's almost a natural instinct to try and put someone off when they're shooting, and Mitch Creek wasn't going to be able to jump with him, so his reaction was to put just almost a hip check on him.
Not just that, second time Fournier's done that at the foul line where he's just stopped and went. You see him going forward and missing, but he misses the free throw, and bringing it down is Landau. And the Aussies, they have a chance to extend a lead now. Baines, guarded by Gobert, kicks it over the corner. Patty Mills for 3. Tough shot there. Fight for the rebound. Fournier coming down with it. Albisi. Andrew Albisi. Nando De Colo gets it now. Gobert. They're going to give him the space. Baines stays home. Batum. Rims out. And shots that were falling for France, Mark, are not falling anymore. Kicks it out. Deli for 3. No good. Deli gets it back. He wants to reset. Inside. Creek up and under. Foul. And 1. Mitch Creek.
And you see the reaction from the Australian fans. Unbelievable. They're all on their feet. And they have got a huge amount of respect for Mitch Creek. That really is going in amongst the trees. Going up against Gobert like that. Wonderful pass from Deli, and Mitch Creek draws the foul from Gobert in a really, really smart way.
Will that be the turning point? 2-possession lead now for Australia. They haven't had one of those in, I can't remember the last time they have.
I'll be honest, unless you're up by 20 with about a minute to go, you cannot write this French team off. Their ability to score the ball, I don't think there's many teams in this tournament that can score at the rate France can.
Creek, big shot for him from the lefty. Makes good on the free throw. 85-80. Andrew Albisi going to bring it up. Guarded by Dellavedova. Gets it over the half court. Switch over to Patty Mills. DeColo up and under. They're going to give it to him.
Yeah, Mitch Creek fell asleep on that one. DeColo is one of these players that he plays on that. He plays on the fact that you're not going to have your brain turned on for the whole of the defensive play. And he got his 2 points exactly that way.
Here's the inside. Joe Ingles going to go up himself. Hesitate. Goes up. No call. Here comes France. Andrew Albisi now with Mitch Creek on him. Works off the screen. Albisi going to do it himself. Yes, sir. Australia timeout.
What we can't do is give up layups, all right? We're good, the ball movement helps us. This one here, coming down, Cricky and Trail. We throw this. Paddy's running the rub cut. Cricky me hard on that, all right? Joey, stay here. Paddy's running the rub cut and Bogues, you're flashing right in behind it. We're having a look at that. You got then Paddy coming off that, and if you don't like it, then you got Delly coming off. Stay at the rim.
Who got the two? You got Delly, DeColo.
I'm weak starting. You start here.
Come on now, man, let's go. 1, 2, 3. We got 2 to give. Let's go, man.
And this game has been a game of runs, as you see France coming ploughing back into it after the Australians are up by 6. And yeah, it's really keeping us on the edge of our seats, keeping the heart rates high, and the fans in the arena are loving every second of it.
Do you count me as a fan, Mark?
Yeah, we certainly are this week. It's been an unbelievable experience to be part of this World Cup, and what a way to go out here in Nanjing.
Dellavedova, 4:35 to go here in the fourth. Mitch Creek, Mills. Mills still with it on the crossover. Up, under, in, can't finish. Right there.
For once, Mills actually lost his balance, and that became an almost impossible shot for him. It's something that he works on. You watch him in his warm-up, and his balance is a huge part of his warm-up.
Poirier is checked into the game, and Mills gets away with one there. Give him a pretty hard shove. Mills. Fournier for 3. Wide left. And, you know, both of these teams, Mark, they've been going so hard at each other. Has the fatigue start to set in for both teams?
It's going to start playing its impact soon.
Creek kicks it out. Bogut. Speaking of fresh legs, Andrew Bogut.
And that's wonderful from Creek. He's identified straight away that for him to try and reverse or pivot round is going to be a tough move, whereas Bogut's facing the right way.
Fournier. It's going to be a foul.
And that is Bogut out of the game in the most inane manner. He's put a forearm into the chest of DeColo, and that's Bogut out of the game.
Not the way they would have liked, but Aussie coaching staff's seen enough. As Bogut fouls out, they're going to bring in their 2 big men again. Mitch Creek coming out with him, and it's Jock Landau and Aaron Baines. You can see Aaron Baines mouthing the words to Bogut, "Don't worry about it, big fella, I got you."
And he's going to have to now, but what a player to bring in his place. 18 points, 5 rebounds for Baines, and bizarrely, most of those points have come from the perimeter.
You could say, most importantly, 1 foul.
That's going to play a big part right now.
Fournier thinks about it. Tries to go up and in. Gets it over to Gobert. Fournier gets off to the corner. Big shot for Fournier. Big shot for France.
Shot. And a real heads-up play from Fournier as well. He knocked Dellavedova to the floor and then realized that he could quite quickly get to the corner for the open jumper.
Steal by DeColo. Nando DeColo. Fast break. Up and in. Finishes. Ball's going to go to the referee.
And And we're starting to have some ticky-tack stuff now as well. The officials asking the French bench to sit down as we see De Colo just breaking away for what will probably be the easiest 2 points of the tournament for him.
Incredible defense, though. He's just been such a huge factor for this French squad. A microwave on offense and an agitator on defense. A kind of guy you hate to play against, but you love on your team.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Dellavedova, Ingles, back over to Deli. Deli tries to find it inside, does to Landale. Baines for three. Yes, he can! Aaron Baines!
What an unbelievable performance from the perimeter from the big man. He is absolutely putting on a shooting clinic here. 5 from 6 from outside for Aaron Baines here tonight. Just unbelievable. Such clutch plays as well.
De Colo. Can he respond for France? De Colo kicks it back out. Batum. Albisi for three. Huge shot. Andrew Albisi. The response.
Unbelievable play from Albisi.
Mills trying to drive in. They're going to call a blocking foul on Albisi.
And that really was just a pure foot race. Who could get to the baseline first? Who could get there first and establish? And yeah, Albisi's just slightly on the back foot and having to lean a lot of chest on him. He's not happy with the call, but it's the right call as we see Baines draining his 5th triple, and you see him flash the 3 fingers to his bench. And in the crowd, the Aussies love it. What a game we have got here. Absolutely breathless at the moment.
Aaron Baines is, I don't think any of us were going to say at the beginning of the game, Aaron Baines is going to be the deadliest sharpshooter in this game. But he is indeed that right now for Australia.
But that
Patty
fully
Mills.
comes off the back of the fact that Gobert cannot play perimeter defense and will not leave the paint. He has no interest in stepping out of the paint, and that's what's causing the French their issue. And that's why Australia are not just really in this game, they're challenging to take the win and keep their unbeaten record going.
92-91. I think if you're Rudy Gobert at this point, you do have to start coming out and challenging something as Mills makes good on the free throw. And I think there's going to be a lane violation. Well, regardless, we're tied at 92 again. All tied up again. Fournier, Ingles stays with him though. Tries to cut on the inside. Gobert, spin move. They're going to call the offensive foul as Gobert threw everything he had into Baines to try and separate, and Baines recognized right away. What a game Aaron Baines is having, Mark.
Baines is lucky to get away with this one. Look at the hand. He's pushed away with his left hand. That should have been a foul before the charge for me. He's used his hand to ease him away. That absolutely is an offensive foul. As long as Baines' feet are established, that for me is absolutely an offensive foul. He's lucky to get away with that palm though, prior to the foul.
You're absolutely right, Mark.
And I think that's why Gobert went for him. He was kind of like, well, I'm not going to get through you if you're going to put your palm on me, so I'm going to have to show the refs what you're doing.
Here's Mills. Patty Mills. Aussie fans chanting in the back, but another turnover. Albisi, layup is good, and another costly turnover at the top of the key for an Australian point guard.
And you're seeing the unsung heroes becoming so important to these teams. Albisi now just flying for the French.
Ingles, Baines, and Gobert finally steps out on him. Ingles trying to kick it back over. Baines. And there's going to be a foul on Fournier. And that's Fournier's only his 3rd personal.
No, that one's on Gobert, and it's his 4th.
Oh boy.
That's a big concern. 92 seconds left in the game. If this trickles into overtime, Gobert could be missing.
Andrew Albisi, the turnover battle, 14-5, Mark.
Just unbelievable how well the French have looked after the ball and how much trouble Albisi has caused is unreal. He's only got 2 steals to his name, but I'd love to watch the game tape back. He's like you said, he's a pure agitator. He just causes disruption. Even if he's not stealing the ball, as a point guard or on the ball, you're there going, is he going to steal the ball? And that changes how you play the game.
Joe Ingles makes good on the first free throw. He's had ice in his veins throughout this entire game. Huge reason why Australia is still in this despite their 14 turnovers. Not many teams can say that when they go up against France. And Joe Ingles What a game he's had, Mark.
And we're tied up now. 92 seconds to go and we're all tied. This is just absolutely fever pitch right now in the arena, and what a treat we have in store for us.
Here's Fournier. Gets by the defender. Baines stays with him. Turnaround jumper. Tough miss for him. Did not get enough rotation on his spin to take the shot.
Huge amount of credit to Dellavedova. He boxed out Rudy Gobert on his own. Just pure strength and hustle from Dellavedova.
Don't think any different. Don't expect any different from him. Ingles on the inside. Joe Ingles. France, timeout. Australia leads 96-94. Off slow-mo Joe with the beautiful finish here. Mark, look at this.
Yeah, just drew Fournier out. It was all about timing. He waited for Fournier to fully commit to him. A couple of dribbles and just floats inside for a nice crisp 2 off the glass.
Tu demandes la balle. Là, Rudy. Andrew. Tu demandes la balle. Tu t'écartes. Là, on a les 2 écrans. Ivan, tu vas dans le corner. D'accord? C'est toi qui sors pour avoir la balle. D'accord? C'est le corner bas. D'accord? Oui, mais on la sort là. Ivan fait l'arbitre. Toi, tu fais l'écran pour Andrew pour avoir la balle. Après, il s'écarte. Il te la donne. Et Nando va monter. Allez, go.
Regarde, regarde.
And here's the man of the hour for Australia, Aaron Baines. What a game he has had. Shooting from outside like he's a 6-foot sharp shooting expert, that's the only part of his game. And he has, not just from the scoring point of view, he's caused disruption, because we've just seen now, Gobert's got to step out. And the paint looks very, very big when there's no Rudy Gobert standing in it.
You see that last one there was absolutely enormous for Australia. Got them back on top, 21 points. 5 of 6 shooting from the 3-point line. I've never seen a big man shoot like this before with my own eyes.
In such a high-pressure game. This
Yeah.
is big stakes on the line here.
He's got a fan in me forever. Here's DeColo back into the game. DeColo kissing off the glass with 0.1 seconds on the shot clock.
To tie the game up. So much pressure on the shoulders now, but how many of these players have been in these positions? And that's where that pays dividends. The experience really is worth double now.
Dellavedova gonna try and do it himself. Gets up. What an expert, savvy, veteran move to send Rudy Gobert out of the game.
And that's Rudy Gobert done for the night. And he just waited, kept faking, kept pivoting. He knew that Gobert was going to commit to the block. It's what he doesn't. You see the frustration in Gobert's face, but a big, big play from Dellavedova, a man himself on 4 fouls.
Absolutely incredible. But, you know, you said it yourself right before it happened. How many situations have guys like Dellavedova and Patty Mills? How many finals moments in the NBA? How many major championships they've played throughout their careers all over the world? You know, this is nothing new to these guys.
No, the pressure is something they're used to, and the best in the world actually play better when the pressure's higher. They struggle when there's nothing to play. You know, you see some NBA games in the regular season, and you think players are going to turn up, and they just don't. And then when it matters, they're there. And this is what you're going to see here in the last 29.5 seconds.
Matthew Dellavedova, a player well known on our side of the world out there in Canada and the US. Makes good on his second free throw. 98-96 with 26 seconds remaining though. Australia needs a stop.
They've got to go to Fournier now. They've got to go to Fournier for me. That's where they need to be. Oh, wow, what a play by DeColo, though.
Nando DeColo, ever the agitator, always finding a way.
That's a smart move. Used his strength over Mills to create the space, and we're all tied. Australia will get the last
7 seconds.
shot.
Delhi up and in the foul. He's going to the line for 2 with 5.7 seconds remaining for Australia.
What a play by Dellavedova. He's willing to take this pressure. He wants the pressure. Give me the ball, let me do my thing. And he draws Poirier across, and Clatters in the head. What a play, though. He'll be disappointed in himself that he didn't actually make the and one play off the back of this, because that could have sealed the win.
You can tell with the amount of time left, savvy veteran move by him. Most guys may wanted to take that extra step and see if they could try and finish it, only he doesn't want to risk it being called on the floor.
He's not necessarily the best free throw shooter, though. He was only shooting 60% in the tournament so far. He's 2 from 2 for the night, though.
Matthew Dellavedova with ice in his veins. But even if he makes this, France have a chance. You can imagine, though, he most definitely wants to make this.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's what he's fully focused on. Taking out to a 2-point lead is massive for Australia.
Rims out, Payne's with the rebound, kicks it out, but he's out of bounds. And they want a review. Timeout, France.
Wow, what a huge miss from Dellavedova as we see a replay of the free throw. And
let's take a look at the replay here.
I can understand why Mitch Creek is frustrated. Batum has literally shoved him across the key. Batum has just wiped Mitch Creek out. Mitch Creek's player, he's pushed him so hard that Mitch Creek has knocked Poirier over. That's how hard Batum's pushed him. I can understand why Creek is frustrated.
Recule-toi bien pour faire la passe à terre. Un point nous suffit pour aller au cercle. Vincent, toi tu vas large, le corner là. Short corner, d'accord? Tu viens aider. Vincent, Nando il va driver. Tu viens de mettre le couvert. On a 6 secondes. 4 secondes 4. 4 secondes 4. Si Nando il est pas seul, moi je me démarque. Et ce qu'il faut, c'est, écoutez-moi, ce qu'il faut, c'est pas le montrer. Tout le monde connaît son rôle, d'accord? Au dernier hausseur, ce sera balle à Ivan, mais d'abord c'est Nando. Tactique, il ne faut pas le montrer. Toi tu fais semblant d'être là, et tu viens après. Il faut que Nando soit ouvert. Vous avez le temps d'attaquer. Allez gros, lève la rouge.
4.4 seconds remaining. France is going to get one more look at the basket. Do we have one more magic finish here in Nanjing? What a way to finish our time here at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in China 2019 Nanjing. This is the final game that's going to be held here.
Do you go to De Colo, though, or do you go to Fournier? That's the question I've got running in my head now. I can't pick. I'd probably go Fournier, if I'm honest, if I had a choice of who I'd want to take the last shot. But De Colo just nailed a big shot in that closing
stages. He just finds ways to get to the basket, Mark.
Yeah.
But we're going to find out right now. Who's it going to be?
Probably Batum.
Obisi. Steal by Patty Mills! Held on! Shot goes up! And they're calling a foul.
Is it going to be for 3 free throws, though? He tried to get the shot away, Mitch Creek, and look at that. Aaron Baines has gone over to Patty Mills and just lifted him up. And rightfully so, because what a play by Patty Mills. Is it going to be for 3 free throws, though? I think it should be. Let's see what the officials think. Coach Lemanis hopes so. Let's see. 3 free throws! Whoa! Mitch Creek with a huge play. How heads up is that? Firstly, the steal from Patty Mills. Big heads up play there. Mitch Creek knew he was going to be fouled, so he launches a 3 because he knew he was going to get dragged into it. In fact, did he know he was going to be fouled, or was he just trying to get a shot off before the end of the buzzer? Wow. Woohoo! Twists and turns to finish the game off here.
Mitch knocks down the first.
But realistically, he has to hit all 3 to ice the game. 0.9 seconds is enough time
to get a shot off, absolutely.
For France to get a shot away. That said, they can't advance the ball. They've had their 3 timeouts.
What a defensive play by Patty Mills. What a heads-up play by Mitch Creek. Can't make the second.
The simple fact is,
this team is not done yet.
Don't foul.
Yeah.
If you're Coach Lemanis, you're literally saying, whatever you do, don't foul. Let them inbound the ball and stand.
Mitch Creek. This is on purpose, tips it out!
Wow.
What a heads-up play by Mitch Creek, and Australia close out their time in Nanjing and continue their undefeated pace and make Asia zone history here at FIBA. 100-98 is the final.
And what a game we had here in Nanjing. And that last play from Mitch Creek probably summed up this game of chess that we've seen in front of us. As much as it's been a physical battle, there's been so much of it played cerebrally. And Mitch Creek missing that final free throw. He knew it would ping back to him and just tapping it up in the air so the clock started and France could do nothing about it. An amazing way for Australia to extend their unbeaten run and to snap that French unbeaten run.
Absolutely incredible from start to finish. No lead was bigger than 9 points, single-digit battle the whole way through, Mark. I mean, you know, we were expecting a clash of the Titans. We were expecting, you know, both of these teams have been playing some of the best basketball in their country's history right now.
Yeah, they really are. For Australia, this is new territory. They've never played at this level against the quality that they're playing against and the games that they're winning now. You can see the confidence as they walk off the floor. You can see the smiles on their faces. And as much as this win wasn't to go through or to go out, the confidence is probably even more important.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, this was just an absolute clinic. Look at those percentages on shots, Mark. I mean, not a single stat was below 50%.
But how do you win a game with 14 turnovers and the other team scoring 26 points off those turnovers? That's unbelievable effort from Australia to not protect the ball, but still come away with that.
Patty Mills, 30 points. Fournier, another 31-point performance for him, as spectacular as we've come to expect from him. But, I mean, the X factor for Australia had to be the three-point shooting, Mark.
Yeah, it really did. And Aaron Baines was obviously one of the key kind of protagonists with regards to that. The one thing I'd point to, though, is you've got 3 players for Australia in 20-plus scoring. That's amazing. You just don't see that in international basketball. They are absolutely flying at the moment. And I don't know, anyone on the other side of the bracket, I'd want to avoid Australia at all costs at the moment.
Yeah, they are playing some amazing basketball. As you said, though, you know, the Achilles heel of this team, it seems, despite not losing a game, has been the turnovers. But, you know, even if you look at the ability and the performance we've seen from France, I don't think anyone wants to play either one of these teams at this point.
Oh, no, absolutely not. As much as I say you don't want to face Australia, France, the glimmers, well, the major part of the game today was beautiful French basketball, really, really flowing basketball. Their issue, and this is something they're going to have to work on, is the fact that they couldn't stop Aaron Baines scoring threes because Gobert is not comfortable defending the perimeter. They need to find a solution to that and find a solution quickly, because Australia will not be the only team they face with a three-point shooting big.
Absolutely not, as Patty Mills, a huge steal and bucket for him on that play. And then, of course, I mean, Slow Mojo, not looking very slow at all in this game. I mean, let's just talk a little bit about him and his performance.
Yeah, and again, for once he gets the plaudits on the box score, you know, 23 points to his name, but there's so much more he does in the game, you know. Psychologically, he keeps his team motivated. Yeah, he talks a ton of trash to the other team, but he's really so integral to the psychology of the Australian team. But even players like Mitch Creek, you know, Mitch hasn't had a huge impact on this tournament so far. He's averaging 2.5 points per game. He's only scored 8 today. But when it came to the big moments, the moments that matter, he stood tall and he made the right plays and the right decisions. And Coach Lemanis, that's all you ask of your players. When you come in the game, make good decisions and everything else will fall into place.
Matthew Dellavedova, we saw the free throws that almost iced it for Australia, and then the defensive stop by Patty Mills. And this team, I mean, they are going to be a challenge for anybody that they face moving on to the next round. Aaron Baines and Mitch Creek, probably two of the most important players for Australia, just getting it done. And we take a look at the final standings for Group L. Australia move on, France move on. And what an amazing finish to their time here in Nanjing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Three.